she who sits on the lotus. I'm referring to Goddess Lakshmi. And now you would have guessed which car I'm talking about. Yes, which is Premier Padmini. Later it was called as Premier President, and now it is Premier Padmini. And not now, it is later, which has been nearly a 30 years old car. And now let me tell you how to take care of these cars. And yes, taking care, remember this guys, if you take care of these cars, it stays for long. And there's a difference, you see. If you take care of people, they think you care, they walk all over you. Welcome back to Nidhi's Garage. Let's go to you. It was manufactured in India from 1964 to 2001, which was designed by Premier Automobile Limited, and which was like under the license of Walchan Group with Fiat. And later it was called as Premier Delight 1100 or Premier President. And in 1974 it was officially called as Premier Padmini, which was a tribute Rajput princess and also referred to Goddess Lakshmi. Premier's primary competitors were Hindustan Ambassador and the Standard Herald. And it was famous among the youngsters, women and like celebrities also. And this car ruled the market from 1970s to 80s, somewhere around built in Kurla plant in Bombay. And it was completely sold, complete of 70% of their stake to Fiat in 1997. It was earlier marketed as Premier President, and it was also called as Premium Delight back in 1970s. And then it was changed as Premier Padmini. This car was famous, the reason because the competitors doesn't have a smooth drive. Yes, you would have seen our ambassador video for sure. And this car, which is famous for this smooth drive and also its fuel efficiency. And if you see, this car is not as huge as Ambassador. This is actually a smallest compact car, which is made completely in India. This is 3.9 meters of length and 1.46 meters of width and 1.4 meters of height. And that is you have Premier Padmini in our channel. Let's look the complete walk around. Come, let's go. To show you a small walk around of this car, and I have the raw keys here. You can see it's a raw key, and let's directly see into the engine bay first of all. Yes, so you'll be able to see a raw engine here. So this is actually a petrol engine, which is 1089 cc, and which produces hardly around like 40 PS of power, which with 69 Newton meters of torque. 72 is actually for petrol and 69 is for diesel. This is raw, and there you can see this is actually the steering setup of this vehicle, and down the line you can see which is actually the gear setup of this vehicle. And you can see the premier badging here and the logo and chassis number, and that what you see is a fuse. And then there is some small modifications which has been made here. You can, if I'm not sure you're seeing it there, you'll be able to see something called as Made in India. Here you will be able to see something called as Made in India, yes, which is rare to see often. And this is the car that has been completely made in India back then, before Fiat was able to make some good cars. So this is how the car goes on, and in a smaller look you'll be able to see a very decent, very small and compact car which has a 4 doors. This car was actually a competitor for Ambassador and a lot of vehicles back then. And this car is actually, you'll be able to see like a very premium vehicle, and that is also, it is Premier, right? And you see a 4 doors here. And when coming to the side profile, you see, what you see is actually a 14-inch wheel, and this is an aftermarket cup. which has been sourced from somewhere around in Kolkata or Chandigarh. That is what the owner said. And this four wheels has all these aftermarket setups cups here, and this is something like the in the top end variants of premium you will be able to see these cups, which would be worn out in nowadays, and this is that is why owners are sourcing it from some corners of the country. And there you will be able to see a line of chrome here, which is a chrome line has been passed down here. And before going to the driver passenger seat, I'll be showing the side profiles here, and you'll be able to see the line embedded here, which has been like there are a lot of modifications. You will be able to see these things the owners would have painted it black, and there you'll be able to see a huge mirror in the back, and you see a wide mirror and a huge one in the back. The person who is sitting in the back, he'll be having a very good view in the back. And there you see in the rear profile, what you see is a very sling design of indicators and the brake lights. And there you'll be able to see a complete raw set of design in the back. And there you'll be able to see a bumper in the back, which is complete black and which has been painted recently. And this is, yes, there you see the 308 liters of boot capacity of this vehicle. 308 liters, which is comparatively less in comparing to a lot of other cars nowadays. You can't do anything alone. Yes, what you see is a Fiat mud flaps in the down, and there you can able to see the fuel tanks in the down. Like this is where the fuel tank comes. This is where the fuel tank comes, and that's it. And the left side you will be able to see the petrol opener here. Here is where the petrol you will be able to fill your petrol here, and this is where the place the petrol tank holds. And yes, and entering into the rear passenger seat, nice 4-door here, and here you will be able to see a good amount of space in the back. And this is actually, we call as like, this is not a like passenger seat, this is something a cushion sofa which you've been seen in your home. So that is how very comfort in the back. You can sleep around and come in the back. That's what I would say. And in the front passenger seat, co-passenger has a very good amount of leg in the front. You'll be able to see a lot of things in the front. And here you can see an ashtray. This is actually an ashtray. And here you will be able to see the battery meter. Some cars older than this, I think 70s model, you'll be able to see something around an additional meter here, which would be the water meter, which tells about the flow of water, amount of level of water in the radiator. And there is a small glove box. I don't think so this opens. Yeah, this opens. This is a glove box that you can see it here. And yes, let me directly this seat is actually bench seats. These are the bench seats. I can see it here. The bench seat is actually like very comfortable in the front co-passenger also, and you can able to see the door handles like this. And next, front driver seat, you have a huge amount of like there is something like you enter into this car like a real king. What you see is actually, this is what you see. This is actually a good amount of steering, I would say, like, which is, this badging is new Fiat badging. This is not an old one. It was actually written as PAL, which is Premium Automobile Limited, and now it is actually, the owner has changed it to the new logo. And here you will be able to see the speedometer, which tells you about 140 kilometers of top speed this car has. And there is a petrol gauge also. This is actually a temperature meter, and there is a petrol gauge here. And you have some switches here, and this is a gear. This is actually a column shifter where you can shift the gears. This is actually a 4-gear vehicle, and here you'll be able to see a good amount of space here, which is being set up. Like, I have seen a lot of cars with the same setup. I'm not sure whether the original OE design itself was like this, or like it has been modified later by the owners, and that is how it goes. And let's see how it is driving. Come, let's go, guys. would like to tell you, like, this is how the old rock car has been driven. And today we have, what is your name?
Ishwar.
Ishwar. What are you studying? Which class are you?
First standard.
First standard C. Yeah, first standard C section. So let us take, like, give this kind of love to the younger generation also. And let's start the column shifter 1991 Petrol Premier Padmini right away, and there it goes to life. Yes, so we are in the neutral right now, and I'm going to the first gear, and how does it feel? Like, yes. Second gear. And there it goes. And from the second, we are going to third. And yes, from the, and this car only provides 40 PS of power, and that too in 71 Newton meters of torque. And there we go. Yeah. There we go. First gear, and yes, come on. And there we go to the second, and yes. How are you feeling, Ishwar? Tell me. It's very easy, no? This is how you drive a car. When you become old, like, will you tell your father that you are so fond of cars? Will you tell your father? Will you tell your father?
Yes.
Yes, very good. And how this driving feels? How this driving feels? Tell me.
This car is a small and very small car.
Small and very small car. That's good to hear. And yes, we are driving our manual. So you should drive this car at least once in your lifetime. And yes, this car is actually testing you how a good driver you are. And if you are able to drive this once in your lifetime, just if someone has in your contacts, just ask them and see how you are able to drive this car. Because I really feel difficult in driving this car. This is not something. Yes, first gear. Come on, Ishwar, give me a high five. Come on, yes.
I am steering this very hard at
See, I'm getting roasted by a 2K kid who is just, yes, second gear. Yes, first, second, and first gear. I'm tired. I'm not able to understand where I am actually. I'm going in first right now, and yes, it comes to second, and yes, we are in the second correct track. We are in the correct track on second. Ishwar, tell me how you feel. Do you want to ride it? You want to drive it?
This car is fast and speed.
Very speed race car. Yes. People used to.
This car is a sports car.
This car is a sports car. Okay. Let me launch it again. Shall I launch? Yes. Give me a high five this time. Come on. 1, 2, 3. First gear, and I'm going to first. Second. Yes, I made it to second. I'm able to do first, but not the second. Not sure why I'm not able to do the second, because first one was easy, and if I'm trying to go for second now, it's getting, yeah, this time I did it. Yes, we did it. And second is also getting easier, and from second and we are driving on his rugged petrol premier Padmini with us. And why? And let me like hear it from him directly, and let my family also hear it from him directly. What are the difficulties a Padmini owner is facing? Yes, you will be seeing me jumping from up and down here. Yes, Sriram. Yes, tell about yourself and what are you doing, and from where did you get this car?
Hi people, I'm Sriram. I'm actually his colleague, so I know him by his bike. So I'm also a two-stroke fan. So I got to know his RX100 and I stopped him and I checked with him like just the bike basically.
That is how we meet.
That is how we meet. Yeah, that's his signature actually. So like how people know me by my car, by my scooter and other bikes. We all know him by his bike. So that's how it is actually. Premier Padmini, this is actually a petrol variant, and I had a diesel variant earlier, maybe 3-4 years back, I don't remember, back in 2019. That's my first car, and yeah, that's actually my first car ever.
First car ever?
Yeah,
okay.
First car ever. After driving the Padmini diesel variant, I always wanted to have a petrol variant because I was like wondering, this diesel car itself gives so much smoothness and decent power. So I wanted more power. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's fine.
And this car is not surprising me that it is giving a kind of power which a modern car can give. So I was pulling it in the first gear. It was taking off actually. I didn't expect that kind of power from a 40 PS of RPM. No, like.
So this same engine, this is actually 91 petrol, but the same engine what we have is from the late 1960s Fiat.
Okay.
Since then petrol engine is never changed, only a little bit modifications, that's all. But the engine remains the same.
So it is actually a like kind of an art to drive this vehicle. It is definitely not easy. You would have seen my drive experience. I would have been in a, you would be seeing that video like it literally. I was in a roller coaster. I was jumping here and there. So that is what had happened, and I was struggling to engage the gears. It was not changing for me. It was never a normal car for me. And how it is actually like for you, like
for me it is like butter. I can actually drive it with one hand, and I can even shift down or shift up the car with just one hand.
One hand.
I'll show you now. So we are driving in third gear now, and my hands are here. See, that's all.
that is how the car responds to their owners. No, like I'm driving it for the first time, and it is not obeying me. It is not like responding to me properly, and that is how the car responds to him. So it really has a good point of connection.
So when you start getting that vibe, the car vibe with you and you vibe with the car. So this is like my
brother,
my girl, yeah,
my girl. Oh, okay. It is often we boys compare the car with the girls.
True.
Like
yeah,
very true.
It's very rare.
Sometimes it's our own brother. Sometimes it's also a girl.
Very true. And if it were ambassador, I would have called him my big brother or brother. But when it comes to Padmini, it's always female.
That's nice. And what are the difficulties that you're facing in maintaining this car for a daily run?
Yeah, this is actually a daily runner only. But however, comes to the spare parts and maintenance, we may have to struggle a little bit. So one is the cost. For example, if you want to get a tail light for your Padmini, it only costs 550 rupees, which is the box price MRP. But people sell it for 1000 rupees and 1500 just because there is a lot of demand for it. And just like they hike the price. For example, 172 rupees belt, the MRP cost, and they sell it for somewhere around 400, 300, 600 just because whoever don't know where to get these spare parts, they
really struggle. You have to source it in a correct place.
Yeah, very true. Okay. And more than spending money is always there, but however, on top of the money, you'll have to spend a lot of time for it.
Okay.
So whether it comes to the mechanical work or electrician work or upholstery, because not everybody can handle this.
Yes, correct. And Sriram, like I would like to really thank you for bringing me this car and
My pleasure, brother.
bringing this car to our family, and definitely you also a family from this moment. So
Definitely,
welcome
we are
to NJ
actually.
fam.
Thank you.
And yes, so we have to do a lot of videos from now on. Then I hope you will be there with us for all the support.
Forever, bro.
Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. And this is how the old car feels. We literally feel this car and we drive it. And if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, do subscribe, share it, and give a like to Sriram. And yes, do comment if you like this video. Yes, share our feedbacks. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you and bye.